Welcome to ESD Basics Bitesize Part 4, and in today's video we'll be looking at the prerequisites of an ESD control program and covering the basic principles of controlling ESD.
Now we've identified what ESD is and the harmful effects it can have in modern manufacturing, we need to look at ways to overcome the problem caused by ESD. The prerequisites of ESD control are to identify the ESD protected area where you'll be handling sensitive items, identify what those sensitive items are, and provide ESD control training for all new starters and provide refresher training at least every 12 months. The most critical factor in any ESD control system is you, the person who actually works with the electronic components. Your awareness to the threat of ESD, understanding of the adherence to the rules of controlling static electricity will be more important than any ESD control materials money can buy. So how do we control ESD? The basics of ESD control are really fairly simple. While your company may provide a variety of ESD protective products, the majority of these products are designed to serve three functions: to ground conductors, remove or neutralize insulators with ionizers, and shield ESD sensitive items when they are transported and stored outside of the electrostatic protected area. Grounding is very important for the removal of static charges that are generated on conductors. Human beings are conductors and major generators of static electricity. Therefore, we must remove electrostatic charges from any person who will come in contact with ESD sensitive components or assemblies. Removing static charges from the human body is best accomplished by grounding personnel by means of personnel grounding devices such as wrist straps or ESD footwear. Personnel grounding devices directly connect an operator to ground, removing static charges from the operator's body. A basic principle of ESD control is to ground conductors, including people, at ESD protected workstations. Wrist straps are the most common grounding device used in the industry to ground people who are the most significant causes of ESD damage. The wrist strap will safely and effectively remove static charges from your body. A wrist strap must be properly grounded to a wrist strap ground.
So we've identified how easy it is to generate static electricity, and we've also identified that you need to ground all conductors, including people. To do that, you would need to use either a wrist strap, that's for a person who sat at a workstation, or heel straps or ESD shoes for transient people who need to move around the work area. So once again, I'm just going to show you, to start with, the effectiveness of a wrist strap. So what I have here is, once again, is my digital field meter. And if I just hold my hand over the meter and move around, I'm trying to look down and see what sort of voltage, but we're getting over 1,000 volts just by simply moving around. If I then take a wrist strap set that I've got here, place that on my wrist so it's making snug skin contact, plug it into a grounding point, and if I do exactly the same as I was doing before and move around, you'll see that there is no voltage being generated. And just to show you very quickly, if I just disconnect that and then again do the same movements, you'll see that the voltage is back. So that shows the effectiveness of wearing a wrist strap, that it takes the charge that's being generated and takes it away to ground safely.
The European standard requires that wrist straps be tested on the person at least daily or monitored continuously to determine that no break in the path to ground has occurred. When seated at an ESD protective workstation, a person must be grounded via a wrist strap. In some locations, such as the wave solder or test areas, wrist straps may be too confining or unsafe to use. ESD protected footwear or foot grounders may be used on an ESD floor to remove charges from the person to ground. It is critical that foot grounding devices maintain constant contact with a properly grounded conductive or dissipative floor. Foot grounding tabs should be placed in the shoe underneath the person's foot. Foot grounders should be worn on both feet to ensure constant contact to a grounded ESD floor or floor mat. Foot grounders will not function properly if used on surfaces which are insulative, improperly grounded or highly soiled. It is also advisable that footwear be tested daily to determine if it is functioning properly with a path to ground from moisture on the person's skin through the grounding tab and via the conductive dissipative ESD footwear.
As identified just now, it's important that you test your grounding devices, be it wrist strap and footwear. And to do that, you would simply, wearing your wrist strap, plug it in, and you can see it here. I'm also standing on the foot plate. This particular tester will test both feet and the wrist strap in one go. And you can see we've got green lights. So we've got a green light for the left foot, green light for the right foot, and a pass. Other testers, you would have to do the test individually, but you need to test your wrist strap and footwear at least once a day.